What's up, party people? Man, the internet is undefeated, huh? I'm gonna give this friendly reminder to some of my friends out there that you can't believe everything you read, see, or hear on the internet. Especially when they're all lies. No proof, just made up lies.
What if I told you that it wasn't Jackie Christie who shocked everyone the most in this scandal but Chris Webber? What he said in that courtroom didn't just shake the room, it crushed Doe Christie. He was left embarrassed in front of everyone, including the daughter he raised for over 20 years. For years, Chris had remained silent. But when he finally took the stand, he looked Doe straight in the eyes and said, "She lied about everything, the baby, the dates, the affair."
So I'm gonna take this opportunity to issue my one and only advisory. If you have a platform and you have content with my name attached to lies, take it down now. And to those that started the rumor, that started the lies and then continued to spread the lies, I dare you not to take it down. I dare you to repeat a lie. You're not going to defame my name. Of course the lawyers are in action. Of course the lawyers are in motion and are motivated.
In just a few seconds, Doe went from being a devoted husband to looking like the most deceived man in the courtroom. The truth hit him like a punch in the gut. Chris didn't come empty-handed. He brought proof hotel receipts, personal letters, voicemails, and a DNA test with Jackie's name on it. Everything was dated between late 2003 and early 2004.
If anyone else that wants some insight and a story or some tools of how to get through the distractions, how to stay focused during the bull, go get my book. By God's grace. By God's grace. By God's grace. It's crazy. The enemy wants us to be distracted, man. You gotta put your blinders on. Stay focused, man. Stay focused, man. Stay focused.
That was the same time Jackie told Doe she was filming a VH1 project. So how deep does Jackie's web of lies go? And what was the one thing Chris revealed that finally left Jackie speechless? And perhaps the biggest question of all, why did Chris stay silent for nearly 20 years? The courtroom was already tense before Chris even entered. People thought the worst was over after Jackie's public meltdown, the shocking DNA revelation, and the leaked intimate tape, but they were wrong. Chris was just getting started. He walked into the courtroom with calm confidence, dressed in a sharp suit and carrying himself like a man with a mission. He wasn't there to defend himself. He was there to destroy the lies that had held everyone hostage for 2 decades. The atmosphere shifted the moment he sat down. Even the judge leaned forward with interest. Doe, sitting across the room, gripped the table with both hands, his eyes red and tired. The bailiff asked Chris to state his name. After a long pause, he answered Christopher Webber, former NBA player, and Jackie's former lover. A gasp echoed through the courtroom. Jackie covered her mouth. Doe's lawyer stood up, shouting, "Your Honor, objection?" But the judge raised his hand and said firmly, "Overruled. Let him speak." Chris reached into the inside pocket of his jacket and pulled out a small envelope. "This contains the truth," he said, holding it up with shaking fingers. "Inside are hotel receipts, handwritten letters, voicemails, and a paternity test." Every item was dated between the end of 2003 and the beginning of 2004. According to Jackie, she was out of town working during that time. She wasn't supposed to be seeing anyone else. But the evidence told a different story. Jackie went completely still. Doe looked like he couldn't breathe. Chris turned toward Doe and said with emotion in his voice, "I'm sorry, man. I should told you sooner. She lied to both of us. Chantel, she's not mine. But Jackie told me she wasn't yours either. She said you were the best choice to raise her. She tricked us both. The room exploded. Character assassination, Jackie shouted, trying to speak over the chaos. The judge slammed his gavel. You will be quiet or be removed from this courtroom, Mrs. Christie. Doe slowly rose to his feet. He looked at Jackie with disbelief and pain written all over his face. He whispered, but it was loud enough to be heard through the courtroom, Meg. You told me she was mine. You said there was no one else. Jackie didn't respond. Her face went pale and her lips started trembling. Chris wasn't done. I didn't come here to hurt you, Doe, he said gently. But the lie went too far. Jackie made me promise not to tell anyone. She said it would ruin everything. But after everything you've been through, the divorce, the press, the legal issues, I couldn't stay quiet any longer. You deserved the truth. The prosecutor asked Chris to read one of the letters from the envelope. He nodded and took out an old yellowed page. It was handwritten. Chris, you know this can never come out. Doe can't know. Not now. Not ever. You made a mistake, but I'll keep it hidden. I won't regret it. If the baby looks like you, I'll just say it's Doe's strong genes. Don't ruin me. Please, Jay. Doe dropped into his chair like all the strength had left his body. Chantel, who was sitting in the second row, started crying and ran out of the room. News of the courtroom drama had already reached the media. Headlines like Jackie Christie collapses and Chris Webber's truth bomb were trending online. The judge called for a 30-minute recess to calm the room. Jackie collapsed as she tried to stand, and a bailiff caught her. Someone whispered that they needed a medic. Doe sat frozen, eyes hollow. His silence said more than words ever could. Even after recess, the drama didn't stop. Chris returned to the stand and spoke again, this time even calmer. He revealed that Jackie had called him a year earlier. She was worried the truth might come out and offered him hush money to stay silent. She even threatened to accuse him of harassment if he spoke publicly. That's when Chris realized Jackie wasn't protecting Doe or Chantel, she was only protecting herself. Doe finally spoke up, his voice shaky but strong. You were going to let me die without knowing the truth? I raised Chantel. I loved her like she was mine. And you were going to take that away from me? Chris turned slowly, gave a small smile and said, yes, but not for the reason you think. I regret ever believing she told the truth. Then he walked away. Back in the courtroom, things got even messier. Doe's legal team filed a new lawsuit against Jackie. They accused her of fraud, emotional damage, and lying about Chantel's paternity for financial gain. They claimed Jackie had raised Chantel, using Doe's money, sending her to private schools, securing brand deals, and cashing in on the family image, all while knowing Doe wasn't the real father. And just when it seemed things couldn't get any worse, Chantel walked back into the courtroom. She came alone. No lawyer. No assistant. Just herself, still red-eyed from crying earlier. During the break, she quietly handed something to the judge, a small flash drive. There's a voicemail I think the court should hear, she said. My mom doesn't know I have it. Doe looked up. Jackie looked like she'd seen a ghost. For security reasons, the court first played the audio behind closed doors. When the court resumed, everything changed. Phones were collected, the press was removed, and the courtroom was sealed. This court is now under seal due to new evidence from Miss Chantel Christie, the judge announced. The May 19, 2004 voicemail will now be played in full. Jackie's voice came through, clear but trembling. Chantel stood between them, tears streaming down her face. I just wanted the truth, she cried. I never asked for any of this. Jackie sank into her chair. For the first time in her life, she couldn't talk her way out. No more cover-ups. No more spinning stories. She was finally facing real consequences. That same afternoon, VH1 released a public statement due to current legal matters and confirmed misconduct during production. Jackie Christie is suspended indefinitely from all Basketball Wives content. Chris Webber's legal team came forward with a civil lawsuit, accusing Jackie of emotional abuse and public slander. For nearly 2 decades, she allegedly manipulated him and then threatened false accusations when he considered telling the truth. His lawyers are demanding compensation for the damage she caused, repayment of child-related expenses, and a public apology on television. The judge looked directly at her and said, "Mrs. Christie, if even half of what has been shown here is accurate, this is no longer a family disagreement. We are talking about fraud, coercion, and deliberate deception. That is a matter for more than just this court." Doe looked prepared to speak again, but the judge made an announcement that shook everyone. But behind the scenes, things got even darker. Jackie's lawyers tried to delay future hearings, saying she was emotionally unfit to continue. But the judge wasn't moved. Why? Because new financial records had just come in showing hidden payments. Chris had been paid over $70,000 through a fake charity called JC Holdings for Family Development, a shell company linked directly to Jackie. The money? Hush money used to keep him silent. And now that voicemail Chantel provided, it opened up a whole new case for witness tampering and coercion. Threatening someone with false charges to protect your image? That's federal. Jackie was now facing the possibility of RICO charges, the same kind used for organized crime. Meanwhile, Chris Webber posted a quiet video on Instagram. It was just 3 minutes long. "I never wanted it to come to this," he said. "The truth wasn't mine to hide, but I also didn't want to be the one to destroy lives. I stayed silent to protect people, but that silence caused more harm than good." He looked into the camera and added, "Doe, I'm sorry. Jackie, I forgive you. Chantel, I hope you find peace. But that peace should come with the truth." The video hit 12 million views within 24 hours. Comments poured in. "Doe deserves better. Chris, you did the right thing." Jackie's empire was built on lies. Soon after, Chantel made a public statement through her own legal team. Yes, she now has one. Her words were honest and raw. "I thought I knew who I was. I loved Doe, and I always believed he was my father. But now I have questions." This isn't about choosing sides. It's about finding the truth. And just like that, the world saw this wasn't just TV drama, it was generational pain. But Jackie wasn't done. An anonymous source revealed that, while in custody, Jackie had signed a deal with a major streaming company. An 8-episode documentary series titled Unfiltered, The Truth According to Jackie, is in the works. It promises jail interviews, old footage, and Jackie's side of the story. She reportedly plans to claim that both men misled her, that the infamous tape was edited, and that Doe had secrets too. But there's a twist. The deal only becomes official if she's not found guilty of lying under oath or tampering with witnesses. Unfortunately for Jackie, the streaming company just received a subpoena too. Any new lies she tells in that documentary? That could also be used against her. As for Doe, he's disappeared from the spotlight. His Instagram is deleted. He left Los Angeles. Some sources say he's preparing his own civil case, one accusing Jackie of deliberately tricking him into a fake fatherhood role for fame and attention. His legal team says he's focused on therapy, mental recovery, and healing with family. Jackie may also lose everything control over Chantel's earnings, brand endorsements, and her career. If that happens, this won't just be scandal. It'll be complete collapse. VH1 has officially cut all ties. Chris Webber is pushing for legal recognition as Chantel's biological father, not to gain custody, but for truth. Chantel? She's writing a book, The Lie I Called Home? Yes, that's where we are now. A family broken apart. A marriage shattered. A legacy ruined. And a mother facing the consequences of years of secrets. This story isn't over. In fact, the fallout is only just beginning. And when that courtroom door closes for good, Jackie will either be buried by the truth or finally cleared. So what do you think? Was Jackie Christie just another reality star caught in chaos? Or was she a master manipulator all along? Let us know in the comments. And if you believe Doe deserves justice, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. Because trust me, the next courtroom twist is coming soon.